It's food's fault? No, people can eat food. People eat food every day. People eat junk food every day, and not everybody's 500 plus pounds. It's not that food is good, Amberlynn. It's that you don't know how to use it properly. Hello, beautiful people. It's Mama Goob. So I'm back today with another Amberlynn Read React. This time it looks like she's discussing things that are more medical, which is more my specialty rather than picking on items she purchases. So, anyway, she just posted this, although you won't be seeing this till later tonight. I wanted to come here and do a quick react because I'm going to be traveling today. Anyways, without further ado, let's see what's going on. So, the title of this is I Have a Hernia, Glorifying Obesity and New Gallery Wall Reveal. Oh, I can't wait to see all the crappy artwork she got from Home Goods. Anyways, let's get started.
Hello, hello.
Hi.
Welcome to a new video. My hair looks wild.
She does no prep for the camera, never has, never will. Fine.
But I have an Amazon package that I want to open for you guys. I got something that I have been wanting for a little bit now. It is Soul Therapy, a 365-day journal for self-exploration, healing, and reflection by Positive Soul. Jacqueline Cadmian. I don't know how to pronounce her last name. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry. To give you guys a better view here, it's just every day.
It's another guided journal. Okay. And look, this sounds great, and I agree. But how many of these has she purchased in the last 4 or 5 years? And how many of them has she done? Have they helped? I don't think so. I think she's more regressed than anything else.
Questions like, what comes to your mind when you read this quote? When one door of happiness closes, another opens. But often we look so long at the closed door that we do not see the one that has been opened for us. Helen Keller. Wow. That's deep. If you guys hear that noise, it's Shrinky Store. What is that noise you're making?
Winky.
Okay, you guys, so I have to show you a before. So this is how my living room was looking. If you guys remember, it was a little messy because Feline was putting together a new coffee table and all those papers over there. That's just the instructions for the coffee table. And then Twinkie's bed was in the way, so we just had it up there. So this is not how my living room usually looks because I am very anal. But I just wanted to show you guys like my before because we finally are finished with the gallery wall. So this is how it looked prior to. And I don't know, it just I wasn't feeling it anymore. I was kind of done with these pictures. I do love those, so I did keep those though. But like the three bigger ones, I was over it. So are you guys ready for this? Like things are
Nipple light.
coming together. Look. Oh my God, I've never been more proud. Like, I don't know, growing up with the hard life that I had to grow up with, and then knowing that like somehow I made it.
Yeah, honestly, that looks really nice. I'm not a picture hanging expert, but pictures should always be at eye level. That's fine. I really don't care very much. Don't quite understand that black blob with lines, but that's fine. I'd rather have seen like some local artists, but that's just me. Spend money on really good pieces that you love instead of trash that you're going to be donating soon.
I know a lot of people don't think so, but somehow I was able to make it. Like, I know for a lot of people, this is just a living room, but it's so much more than that to me because I grew up with mold, cockroaches, and now look, like, I think I find strength in this. So, yeah, I'm just
Yeah, what about the people who grew up in mold and cockroaches and are still living like that, Amberlynn?
really proud. Isn't it beautiful?
And no, you're not an inspiration. I'm sorry. You're not because you got to where you are for not a good reason. And oof, it looks peely. This looks painful. I'm not getting any tattoos.
All right, you guys. So, if you remember, Feline got a tattoo. It is currently in the stages of peeling, and it looks disgust.
Looks painful. I don't know. Because when I have a sunburn and it peels, it's not a happy moment.
She had this like thing over it for 2 days, got it taken off. And then she had another one over it for 3 days. And I yanked it off of her last night. This is how it's looking. So once it is done healing, we will show you the final. Because right now it's looking. Does that feel good though? A little bit, yeah.
Yeah,
So
probably
like
itches.
do you like it? I love it, baby.
I love it, Pepper.
Hello, people. It's been days
And that's another thing. She made this big deal about not wanting to do multiple days in one vlog, and here we are.
since I actually vlogged. So, hi, how are you? Today's my sixth therapy. It seems like I vlog only on therapy days as of late, but it's just like coincidence how my filming has
Okay.
gone. Today, I'm very like grandma chic. I thought I left that era. So, I've been noticing weird symptoms. I'm very much like, I pay attention to my body, okay? I do. I know a lot of people like to think that I don't, but I'm smart. I feel like I'm Dr. Lynn. I just know things, feel things.
You're internet Lynn, and you rely too much on your internal feelings, which have not led you in the correct direction so far. You need to stop trusting yourself so much because it's just making you worse.
Sense things. So, I noticed lately, like when I lay down flat, my stomach kind of has like a bulge, and I'm just like, what is happening? Like, it doesn't hurt. It's weird. It's something like new. And then so I was putting like two and two together, and I was like, okay. So most fat people, a lot of fat people, they get hernias,
Yeah.
and I never thought that I would be the one, right? And I recently, like a few months ago, just took a test to see if I had one, and I never got my results back. Like no one ever like called me to like tell me my results, and so I figured, okay, so I guess everything's in the clear.
No, you gotta call them. By the way, so this is that somebody posted on Reddit an old picture of her where she was wearing like a bra and just a see-through sort of dress. And you can see that really large bulge on her side. That is probably a hernia. Not, she called it lymphedema, but I think that's a hernia.
Clear because if something would have showed up, they would have told me. But I don't know. In my heart, I was like, something's not right. So I ended up calling to get my results
Yeah.
because I never was told my results. And it turns out I do have a hernia, folks. And
Why is she excited? Oh my God, I have a hernia.
the fact that I like knew that before being told that, like I'm 32 years old. I don't think I could go to college to be a doctor at this point.
Oh, no way. Please. Okay. So this is the first we've ever heard that that bulge on her side's a hernia. So I don't know what the hell she's talking about.
But it's like I feel like in my past life I was a doctor or a nurse,
Really?
or I just watch a lot of Grey's Anatomy. So I noticed that I make
Okay. Grey's Anatomy scares me off going to hospitals, at least in the first few seasons, because they're always like having sex in a closet. I'm like, is this what's happening when I'm in the hospital?
jokes and I make light of things that like truly make me nervous. And I feel like this is also karma because when I was younger, my brother used to pull me. I swear I've told the story before. My brother used to pull me in a red wagon, and he's like a year and a half younger than me. You know, that's like my little brother, and like he was probably like 4, and I'm like 5'6", and I'm like, and I was chunky then, okay, and he's like the skinny little blonde headed.
According to her, you know, Instagram stories, apparently, she's saying that being in foster care caused her to be obese because when she was a kid, she lived in the moldy trailer with cockroaches and they got deliveries from a food bank. So I don't know how one gets fat with deliveries on a food bank, but what do I know?
Cutie, and I'm like this like chunky big sister. And I would tell him, if you push me in the wagon, I'll push you next. And so he'd always pull me in the wagon, and I would never do it for him. And it
Mhm.
was, I want to say, like a year later, I found
Yeah, yeah, she's a bitch. She always was. She always will be.
we found out that he had a hernia, and he had to get it removed. And that's a story that's like, do you guys have stories in your family where it's like consistently told and talked about? That's one of mine.
So she gave her brother a hernia from pulling her fat ass around in a in a wagon. That's terrible. And by the way, they don't like remove it. I think what they do, because I think it's like intestines that kind of make its way through. I think they push it back and put a mesh over it. I don't know.
Uh, yeah. So this is my karma. And I literally just found out as I'm getting ready to go to my therapy. So that's a whole moment. And can it be fixed in weight loss surgery? So that was like the first question I asked. And they said
Probably
that
not.
sometimes they'll do that and sometimes they won't. So it honestly just depends. But since I got that test done, my hernia has obviously grown because I didn't have like that bulge when I got my appointment.
She didn't. Come on. Maybe I'm confused. But we've seen this bulge forever. I'm going to see if I can find that picture.
So when I had those tests done. So the fact that I have it now means that it's like growing, and I know that it's like normal for someone my size to have one because It's almost like abnormal for someone my size not to have one. But it's just kind of like goes to show that like health at every size is so silly. Like I don't understand the concept. I never will understand the concept. And I just hate it so much. Like I do think like respect at every size is a thing. And I feel like a lot of
Of
people are
course.
lacking that. And I do believe that beauty at every size is a thing, but like
Yeah.
this whole health at every size is just not a thing. And so many people, like in the past, I haven't gotten this recently, thank God. It's just like, why do you glorify, being fat? Why do you glorify being morbidly obese? Why do you? And I'm like, when have I ever done that? I feel all aspects.
Every second of your life, because here you are making tens of thousands of dollars a month, which shows people you could be morbidly obese like a circus freak and make money. That's how you glorify obesity. And you like to haul your groceries and she might not say, "Oh, look at me. I'm so glorious." But her actions show she's glorifying obesity. This is crazy.
It's not that I only show the bad parts. Like I show all parts of being my size, and that's something that I pride myself on is that I do show the ugly side. Like I literally got cancer, uterine cancer because of my weight.
Yeah.
And
And nothing's changed.
people think that I glorify this. No. If anything, I should be like the walking proof or walking like example of what not to be and to
Bingo.
lose your weight or you're gonna get a freaking hernia. So love that for me. I think it's now sinking in. So cute, cool, fun. Yeah, I think I'm nervous. My appointment's coming up, and I had to write that thing for my therapist where I had to talk about like why a certain traumatic event happened to me.
Oh, and also on her Instagram stories, if y'all have seen it, apparently she's talking about the PTSD she has from turning her ankle, twisting her ankle. And I mean, it did. And that's why I've been so strong with she needs weight loss surgery because it really did have like an effect. So she had to be bedbound. She lost the traction she was having with weight loss. I think this is Ozempic time, and this is pretty much when she stopped Ozempic. I don't know why, because when you're bedbound, you actually need to diet more. She got walking pneumonia because she was laying down too long and her weight was pressing on her lungs, which made her sick. Listen, one long extended period of bedboundness can kill her. All right. There's other things that could happen. Blood clots, for instance, if she's not moving around. It's not like Dr. Now says, once you're bedbound, all bets are off.
And I was thinking about sharing it with you guys. I don't know, I'm kind of like iffy on it, but yeah, I wrote that yesterday, literally the day before my appointment. I was putting it off and I kind of say why in what I wrote. So if I do end up sharing that with you guys, you'll see what I mean. But yeah, I have a feeling we're going to be talking about that a lot
She shouldn't be sharing it. I don't I think that that's fine to make off limits.
today, and I'm not sure I'm 100% in the mood, but that's okay. Um, I'll probably see you guys after therapy, which is in 2.5 hours. So I'll be seeing you guys in 3.5. So I'm gonna go. Bye. All right, so I'm mid makeup and now I'm crying because I have a hernia. So you guys are getting to see the stages of how um I go, like as a person. Like at first it was like, wow, I was right. Love that for me. And now that it like has sunk in and I'm sitting.
Actually, I wouldn't be surprised if she had a hiatal hernia too, which they can fix while you're in weight loss surgery. Mine got fixed. The reason why I say maybe she has it is because she has heartburn all the time. So I don't know if they ever did like an endoscopy on her or not, but they should.
Sitting here talking to Feline, who is over there right next to me. Um, I realized that like food does this. I love that. Food, food. Like food that is supposed to like make you like survive and live and like be in your happy era. Like, no, it does this as well.
It's food's fault? No, people can eat food. People eat food every day. People eat junk food every day, and not everybody's 500 plus pounds. It's not that food is good, Amberlynn. It's that you don't know how to use it properly.
So I didn't want people to think that I was laughing that I have a hernia or laughing at my health because I know people would twist what I say and what I do. But I just
Because you were giggling when you first said it. And
tend to like
a hernia is not a death sentence, okay? They might even make her live with it for a while. Who knows?
laugh when I'm nervous, and then when something finally like hits me and like sinks in, that's when I start crying and it starts like hurting. but I did this to myself. So,
Yeah.
wow, crying before therapy. I haven't done that yet, so that's a first. I don't know. I'm just like,
Well, using the gauge of tears, this should be a very productive session because she's already pre-cried. Kind of like pre-gaming when you go out to a club. You know what I mean by that?
sad because I didn't even know what a hernia was until Feline had to tell me. She told me what it was, and I just like broke down. I don't know what I thought it was. Like, so much for being a doctor, right? Please, people don't take it. Like, I'm so afraid to say anything. Like, and I feel like people are gonna take offense to like me talking about doctors, and I'm just saying that I'm a doctor, like as a joke. Like, I'm not talking about doctors. It's just hard to like. I don't know. I've never felt like I need to be like super, sugarcoating my words. Up until like the last few months, I've been feeling like
Well, even if you sugarcoat your words, people are still going to find fault with it. That's the internet, guys. I'm experiencing this firsthand. Not everybody's nice. Not everybody loves everything you say. That's just what it is. You have to lay it all out on the ground that you feel comfortable with. And it is what it is. I mean, people are assholes gonna asshole, guys. You know that. I say that.
so like I really need to be careful about what I say because people like twist what I say, and I don't like that. Like, I'm not saying anything bad about doctors. I'm just being stupid and saying that I'm a doctor
She's trolling.
because I knew what was wrong with me. I think what's currently happening is I'm just going through a cycle of a lot of emotions at one time right now, and I'm starting to feel overwhelmed because it's like therapies on top of that. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna stop broadcasting this to the internet because who wants to see it? Am I right? Hey guys. So it's been a few hours. Therapy is now completed. I mean, half of my 12 sessions. I can't even talk. I've been talking for over an hour, so I don't know how to talk anymore.
Wait a minute. She's now wearing the dress outside. That's weird. So she's wearing it over the transparent lace thing. Okay. That's weird. And it's so funny. She's dressing like she's going to a nightclub to meet with her therapist. I don't know, guys.
Anymore. I things are just getting so deep, so real that like counting these therapy sessions is so silly. Like thinking of myself, like therapy session number one versus now is like so different. Like I was just like ready to do the 12, and now I'm just like, no, I'm ready to like heal, not count the sessions, but just for the sake of like weight loss surgery, journey, pre-op, what I need to do beforehand. That is why I'm documenting this. So, wow,
Okay.
yeah, this one
Yeah, no, I mean, go, girl. That's why I'm here, just to hear what you have to say and then, make any corrections as needed.
was crazy. I have more homework that I have to do. I had to read him my paper that I wrote. I was not expecting that. And he was like, yeah, I don't tell my clients
What did she think she was going to do with it? Text him a picture?
that they're going to read it back to me because that'll make them dread it. And, the way that he worded it just makes more sense. But I'm kind of glad he didn't tell me that I was going to have to read it to him because he's right. I would have dreaded it the whole time. And anyways, so I read it. I cried. I have to fill out these like stuck point worksheets every single day until my next appointment, which is in a week from now. And stuck points are just negative thoughts that you have that prevent like positive outcomes. And I didn't really understand the concept of stuck points until this session. He actually wrote down stuck points that I said out loud during my session and then told me them at the end. So I wanted to read some. These are actual things that I said in today's appointment. I can't trust anyone. People are always lying or hiding something from me. No one cares. No one believes me. And this is a big one that he was like, wow, if my parents didn't want me, why would anyone else? So those are some stuck points.
Oh my effing goodness gracious me. My oh my. What, her parents didn't want her. Her parents were addicted to drugs, okay? That is the reality. It has nothing to do with you, Amberlynn Reid. The world does not revolve around you. Your parents were sick, okay? They needed help. Sounds like your mother's getting help. I'm not sure what your dad is doing. Also, your stuck points are, I wonder if you projecting to the internet all the bad stuff we're doing, could that be a stuck point?
Points that like really called out to him as I was speaking today. And now I have to find a stuck point that I say every single day. But the really big piece of homework But he said that people usually write upwards to 8+ pages. I have to write about the one traumatic event that I am choosing. And I have shared this with you guys before about how I saved my baby brother, and I made a whole story time about it. My parents were on a lot of drugs. I couldn't wake them up, and my baby brother was strangled with the curtain, like from the
The
blinds.
blinds, yeah, the
This
cord.
thing, it was around his neck, and I saved his life because my parents wouldn't wake up. That is the event that I am choosing to write about. There are several others that
Mm, that's her PTSD moment. I don't want, oh, gosh, guys, don't come for me. I mean, thank God. Wouldn't it have been worse if she stood there and just watched him be strangled? Because little kids, they don't know. So it was even better that she took the cord off. I mean, why would that cause PTSD? I mean, like literally, like if she didn't know what to do, she was frozen with fear and she watched him be strangled to death, which would be reasonable for a little kid. That I think would be PTSD, not meaning to like, poop on her parade or anything, but
that I could write about, but my therapist noticed that this one caused, a great reaction, and he thinks that this is a good one for me to write about. So I have to write about the event. So I have to write about it as if like it just happened. I have to write about what I smelled, what I felt, like go through every last detail, and it's going to be really hard. And then I have to read it every single day until my next appointment. So, yeah, things are getting more serious by the minute. And I have never done this much work in therapy ever. I
yeah, that's sad.
never have. And I'm choosing to do this because I know this is the only option. This is the
Yeah,
only option for me. And I feel really good about it,
good.
honestly. Like, I see improvement, and my therapist sees improvement because he's like, the things you're talking about today, a month ago, you wouldn't have. And, if he sees improvement and I feel it, then I know I'm doing the right thing. So I'm just really happy about that. But I'm going to end this vlog. I hope that you guys did enjoy, and I will see you guys in my next one.
All right, guys. Mental illness is a tricky one, right? It's not fair of me to say, "Oh, this isn't really PTSD worthy," but if I'm being realistic, that is a weird thing to spend time focusing on because she saved her brother's life. Like I said, she would really have PTSD if she stood there frozen. Oh my gosh, I don't know what to do. And he died. And that would be a normal kid thing because kids don't realize things. So, you know, I don't want to come off as mean and uncaring, but this girl needs a swift kick in the ass, guys. I'm sorry. I mean, I don't know how else to say it. We can't keep babying her. All right. And if she's upset that we come on here and say stuff like that, then we say stuff like that. I don't know what to tell you guys. All I know is she's really in need of help. Okay. Because again, one she's one fall away from being bedbound, right? She's gotta do something. If working in therapy is gonna help her and she's making the most of it for the first time in her life, then God bless her. Like literally, yay, that's all I want, Amberlynn. It's just a little odd, and the reason why people don't believe you is because you say things that contradict what you said before, which is on video. So listen, I have no idea. I'm just going on what she says. I'm giving her the benefit of the doubt and we'll see what happens. But anyways, it's all I have for you guys. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.